nice to see you again. Welcome back to my kitchen. What are we going to do today? Well, it's been some time since we met, and I thought we'd look at cooking up a great meeting. We're doing a lot of meetings on Microsoft Teams at the moment, and I just thought, let's have a look and examine them to make sure we're kind of doing the right things. And I thought, what a great analogy to use, cooking for a dinner party. So before we start, I guess we've got to think of the first things, haven't we? So if I'm having a dinner party, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to invite people. I'm going to invite the right number of people that can sit around my table and have a good discussion. So probably between 6 to 8. Do you know, wouldn't it be strange if I had a dinner party and I invited 6 people, but then they all decided to invite 3 or 4 other people that they thought might be pretty cool to come to the dinner party. And I end up with a dinner party of 40 people and I've invited 6 or 7. Does that ever happen in real life with you? You invite a few people and they invite others. So really good etiquette for meetings, especially when we're trying to get things done, is if you want somebody else to come to the meeting, rather than just forwarding the invite, make sure you have a chat with the host, just to make sure that it's going to keep the meeting to what it's meant to be doing. And talking of what it's meant to be doing, well, why are we having the meeting? What are we looking to get out of it? Well, from a dinner party, it's great food, great friends, great laughter, hopefully, and a nice night. What's the purpose of your meeting if you had to define it? Like we can easily with a dinner party. So what's going on there? We've talked about how many people. Good research says pretty much any more than 8 people in a meeting is very hard to get a decision, which is fine. So if you've got lots of people there, just be recognising the fact that it's probably to pass information over. And in fact, the other question I'd ask is, does everyone need to be there, or could some of the people there pass on the information to their teams? I don't know, just some thoughts. And the other thing is, it is okay to say, do you know what, I can't make your dinner party because I've got some other plans. But do you know what? I've got a friend who would love to come, would you mind? And that, as leaders, would be you saying, I don't need to be at every meeting, but I'm going to get somebody in my team to come along. Fantastic, they can be at the meeting, they can take notes and they can brief you quickly, but they also get some really nice exposure and experience of the things that the meeting's talking about and how decisions are made at higher levels. So all in all, everyone's a winner. So that's the first thing, just really set the scene. So now we've got the people coming to our meeting or our dinner party, we now need to figure out what we're going to cook. So the first thing is, I need my cookbook. Highly recommend this, the Roasting Tin. It's a fabulous book, lovely recipes. And the recipes are pretty much what we would call an agenda for a meeting, aren't they? They're a list of things we need to accomplish and need to do to get the outcome. So I'm sitting here with my recipe here. And as a host, it's important I prepare, because once I'm cooking, especially in a wok, you can see my wok here. Well, this is a spoon, but the wok's here. Once I'm cooking, I've got to get on with it. So let's prepare. So I've got my oregano, I've got my allspice, got my soy sauce, love a bit of soy sauce. Got my chili flakes, got my tomato puree, I've got my Ambrosia Devon custard. That's for pudding, not for a steam roasted salmon and broccoli. Oh, hang on. Oh. And a bird seed dispenser for the garden. There's some things you need to think about, isn't there, with your agenda? And when you're putting it together, other people may want to add to it, but be really careful. It always answers that first question as to what is the purpose of the meeting and what outcome are you trying to get. Now, that's not what is the decision you're trying to get, but the fact you're maybe trying to get a decision itself. So be really careful of scope creep. So keep the meeting focused and help people understand what's the purpose of the meeting, and you will create a beautiful dish. So now we've covered that, there are some other things around this dinner party, aren't there? When I've been doing my recipe, I've looked in my book and it's given me some times for cooking things. So I've got the time. That's like creating an hour or half an hour for a meeting because Microsoft defaults to that. So let's say we've got an hour for the meeting, but actually we've really covered everything in 20 minutes. How often have we been in meetings where other things then creep in and we could really do with the time back because the new subjects aren't things we're really involved with, or we drag things out because we've booked the time? Please, 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 when you've finished, finish. In cooking terms, it's a little bit like me cooking a piece of toast. And the book says, cook the toast for 15 minutes. And I could see it was ready after 3. But the book says I booked 15 minutes. So I end up with this instead of some nice toast. So make the meeting do what it needs to do. Don't be driven by the clock. If it's done, it's done. Release people. Nobody will ever be upset because you've given them some time back. We're all really busy. So as the host of the meeting, part of our job is to facilitate it. And like a good dinner party, there'll be fabulous conversation and everything's going to be debated and hopefully funneled down to get some really key issues that need to happen. But you know, sometimes in these conversations, they can go off at a significant tangent. And actually the meeting ends up talking about something completely different and you don't get resolution for what you're trying to talk about and the purpose of the meeting. So just make sure that people understand the purpose. If it goes off at a tangent, I mean, that's a little bit like somebody's trying to store a bicycle in my kitchen. You know, what the heck's going on here? So I'm just going to move it out of the road. There's no place for a bicycle. This is a cooking place. Well, if we've got a meeting trying to cover subject A and get some resolution, if one person really wants to talk about subject B, then make sure that another meeting's scheduled and you can talk about meeting B or subject B so we can actually get done what we need to get done. So, no bicycles in the kitchen. So let's start drawing things to a close. Thanks for paying attention, and hopefully it's been a bit of a fun way to really draw our mind to think about the details of meetings that we both attend and host. But you know, can you imagine coming to my house for a dinner party? And I put the starter down, and you eat the starter, and literally you've put your last mouthful in your mouth, and I bring along the main course. I say, go, there's your main. And you finish your main course, and it's quite full. It's nice food, but boy, it's filling. And just as you put the last mouthful in, I take that plate away and I put your sweet in there. And just as you finish your sweet, I put your cheese and biscuits down. And just as you finish your cheese, and because it's exhausting, isn't it? That's what I hear. I hear it myself. I go and have meetings with people or groups of people, and people will drop off saying, hey, gotta drop off, got my next meeting to go to, gotta go to my next meeting, gotta go to my next meeting. The whole purpose of having a meeting is really decisions or information. But if we go from one meeting to the next meeting to the next meeting, I do wonder how productive we're really being. It's like stuffing all that food in and not having a moment to appreciate it. So really good practice is to create maybe 50-minute meetings or 25-minute meetings if you're doing the half hour. Give yourself 10 minutes, 5 minutes to really make some notes, draw some conclusions as to what you've talked about and how does that matter for you. There's almost like the what, now what, so what. And take a moment to have a breath. You know, I've heard people not go to the bathroom because they've been in meetings. Come on, guys, we're better than that. I let people go to the bathroom when they come for dinner here, I promise. So create that space that allows your brain to cognitively process one subject matter before it has to make a break and go to the next subject matter. And you know, for us, let's look after ourselves. So in your day, build in that 10 minutes just to sit down, have a coffee, relax, don't feel guilty about it. You're refreshing your brain. It's like letting your car cool down after a long journey. You know, you're just letting things settle so as you can be really productive. So with that, listen, it's been great fun putting this together. Thank you for your time once again. My dog is through outside the doors there wondering what the heck I'm doing this evening. Thanks very much. Hopefully we'll have another one of these on another subject matter at some point, but thank you for coming to my kitchen. Enjoy your meetings. I've got to go now because I have an appointment with the television. Thanks very much, everyone. Bye-bye.